According to the Food and Agriculture Organization, 80% of Uganda's land is arable, which literally means that the country has a high food productivity capacity. However, a new report by the same organization shows that 12% of the country's population, translating into over 4 million people, are severely food insecure.
And in every region of the country, there was at least some bit of the population that had a severe chronic food insecurity in the last 10 years.
The major problem is how this food is distributed to all the parts of the country to benefit all households.
The research carried out last year analyzed food insecurity in different parts of the country over the last 10 years and spelled out areas with acute food insecurity. According to the report, severely affected areas over the 10 years include Karamoja with 21%, Central 1 with 5%, Central 2 with 6%, East Central with 12%, Eastern with 15%, Northern with 8%, Southwestern with 15%, Western 17%, and West Nile with 12%.
People cannot have adequate food available for the consumption, and in some communities where the food is available, they can't access it through the market system. So others who did not produce enough definitely can't have access. And you also know we are having market issues in the country.
Although food is largely available, food access and utilization in 3 regions is a major limiting factor to food security in the country. Approximately 1 million people in the eastern region have serious problems accessing food both in terms of quality and quantity.
Approximately 30 to 31% are at a risk.
The Karamoja region, that has over the years suffered spells of hunger due to prolonged drought and dry spells, is the most affected in the country.
The biggest problems is that the people there can't access food. Even when sometimes it's available, they can't access it. And where they access the food, the preparation processes are not so good enough.
The report indicates that in Karamoja, 50% of the population have borderline and poor food consumption, 14% are suffering a serious nutrition situation, 41% are engaged in emergency coping strategies, while a commendable number of people die of hunger. The report predicts that the situation in Karamoja will only get worse in the coming times. In the parts of the country where food is relatively available and accessible, the report found that 60 to 80% of households are below the poverty line. 50 to 80% spend half of their income on food. 70 to 80% of children eat a diet of inadequate diversity. 15 to 40% of households have poor consumption score. 50 to 80% of children do not eat minimal food frequency. And 35 to 45% of children are stunted, except in the northern and eastern regions, where the percentage stands at 25%. Findings of the report also show that even as a good number of the population countrywide has access to food, many of the people are undernourished.
Take an example of a district like Vishenyi. It usually has the highest stunting rate in this country. But they have ane, they have milk, they have matoke, they have kalo, so they can't do the right mix of that food.
You might want to say, okay, Katakwi area is more of how they utilize the food. So the intervention here will be how to educate people on the utilization of the food they produce.
Between 10 to 19 people are said to have succumbed to hunger in Karamoja last year. Gertrude Tumusime with Kware, NTV.